Okay, all right, let's try this one more time. Thank you guys so much for dealing with the technical difficulties. Just a little reminder, it is live. It's actually live. Not a pre-record, everybody. Okay, so like I was... Thank you so much for your help in confirming that the microphone was working. Okay, all right, so Yasser already spilled the beans. We're talking about embroidery today. We got our ice stitch products in full production. We're ripping, rocking, and rolling with this stuff, and we are really excited to finally be able to talk about it. We're gonna have a guest on in a little bit to talk more in depth about all the techie features that you guys surely have questions about. But in the meantime, I see a very sad amount of cameras. Victor already gave us a excuse in the chat, so he gets a pass. But everyone else, Goldie, John, Tracy, Rudy, Fadik, Bonnie, Evie, and Randy, you guys got to get those cameras on. This whole session is for you guys to get the maximum value and to get the most out of us. I'm here to give you value. I'm here to teach you and to help you to improve. And the best way that I can do that is by having a face-to-face conversation. And I want you guys to be greedy, as Victor always says. Victor, our CEO, Victor. Not sure if Victor Rubio says that too. So, okay, all right. Now that I've played a little bit of catch up, I see a couple more people joining in. Thank you so much. Glad you joined late. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. But let's get those cameras on. We're inviting all the attendees to become panelists, so you can turn on your cameras and microphones if you have questions, and you can engage with us a little better, and we can engage with you a little better. So I appreciate those of you who are turning on your cameras, so I expect you guys to turn them on once you can. And I wanted to take a little bit of time, now that the microphone's working again, to go over some wins. You know, I always like to start this show with some wins. We got started in a little bit of a weird order there. So since Yasser was starting us off, let's start with you. What's a win from this last week that you'd like to share with us, with the group? We never ask each other.
Sure. I think the win was, and I see John just joined the live show here. Hello, John. That is our
hello. Hi, guys.
Hi, John.
And ladies.
John is our subject matter expert when it comes to embroidery.
That's right.
I'll let him tell us how long he's been in business and what he knows about that. But John was generous enough to come to our home office last Saturday, and we spent more than 6 hours with our entire technician team, trainers, sales team, basically going through every piece and what it is, giving us incredible amount of knowledge. And so we had a lot of fun. Some of you might have seen it on Instagram. So it was exciting. We've learned a ton. So to me, that was a big win because the whole team got a ton of knowledge. So thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Yes, and I count that as a whole company win, is having John here to train the team on the new products. So that was actually really, really impressive. So thank you so much. And yeah, sir, what was your favorite part about the training? Let's dig a little deeper there.
Threading from the very beginning all the way to the needle, that was a beautiful journey. Right, Yvonne? and
I know you're fibbing.
They get it too.
Especially when you have to do all 20 times however many heads you have.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I think, Brian, just so you know, so obviously Yvonne, Ramon, and I just saw a text from, I believe, Ruth, also have an embroidery machine. 3 of them.
We got some pros in the chat here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to waste any more time. We have John here. I'll let him go ahead and take it away and, you know, give us the rundown on what makes our new product so special in the space.
Okay. Well, this machine is great because it has first of all, a super bright light that makes it really easy to thread the needles down below. The machine was engineered specifically to do a great job on hats. And it does an incredible job on puffy foam. So everything has been engineered. Everybody knows that the hats are the most difficult thing to do. And so everything has been focused, all the engineering has been focused over the last 5 years into improving the quality of hat sewing. And it does a fantastic job. The cap driver is advanced. It allows you to sew a full 14 inches by 3.5 inches tall, which is usually unheard of. Most machines can only do about 2.25 or 2.5 inches tall, but we can get 3.5 inches tall. And there's no limit. You know, if you have a hat that has a 5-inch front, we can adjust it to do a 5-inch front. So there really is no limit to what this machine can do. There isn't any limit sensors built in. You can customize any hat height that you want. The width is set at 14 because that is the maximum sewing area for the width of the sewing machine. The sewing area is 8 inches tall by 14 inches wide, which is a pretty good size for embroidery. And 15 needles, of course. That's pretty standard these days. Very nice. Yeah, I like that, Vanna. Thank you. And another nice thing about this is right down above where each needle is, there is a little thread clamp. And that's something that Barrett has always had in their machine designs, and Tajima on the newer machines. But the little thread clamp really helps in creating that first lock stitch when you're starting to sew, as well as keeping the thread from coming unthreaded from the needle. So when you start a new area, having that thread clamp kind of hold on to the thread just at the perfect moment allows the needle to, or the thread to get caught in the garment and create that first lock stitch without coming unthreaded. So that is another nice feature. Also, having the nice big 10-inch touchscreen control panel is a nice feature. It makes it really easy to use, really easy to operate. And it has a lot of really high-tech features like a wireless design transfer. So you can send over the designs wirelessly from your desktop or your laptop. It has a 200 million stitch memory. It has 97 built-in fonts, which is great. I don't think anybody else has that feature. And the lettering control that's built into it is great. It allows you to put anything on an arc and change the kerning, italicize the font, change the spacing between each font or just one font, make one letter in the name taller than the rest of them or shorter than the rest of them. There's a lot of control in the onboard font control software. The other nice thing is, I don't know that anybody would ever use this, but it actually has freehand digitizing. So you can actually draw something with your stylus on the screen and turn it into stitches and just do something really quick. So, kind of onboard, not, of course, full-blown digitizing, but just, scribble digitizing. And another nice feature is the built-in laser trace. Now, most machines, especially the Ricomas and the older Tajimas and the Happies and the Barrettins, their laser is mounted in the back about a foot away from where the needle plate is. And so the problem with that is when you put a hat on, you don't see the laser because the bill of the hat blocks the laser. And if you have any thickness in your material that you've loaded onto the machine, your garment, if it has any thickness, that laser is now not in the right spot, it's moved. Whereas this laser trace is built in right behind the needle. So there's very little deviation, no matter how much the thread or how much thickness is in the material, or if you have a hat in there, it still works perfectly. So a lot of really nice advanced features that this machine has. Another nice thing too is where most machines will have bushings on the main drive shaft and the bobbin shaft. This has solid steel stainless sealed bearings that don't need to be lubricated. So you have your one spot that you lubricate every day, and you can't get away from that. That's the bobbin area that you have to lubricate every day. And then you have 15 spots, your needles or your needle bars that you have to lubricate once a month, and that's it. So maintenance is pretty simple. Like I said before, it has an extremely advanced cap drive system and cap frames. They're really easy to load caps with a single strap as opposed to the dual strap. And it allows you to get the sweatband and the hat tucked way inside there. So your hat rides really close to the needle plate. And that prevents puckering and, flapping on the hat. And that prevents the machine from skipping stitches on 3D foam. So a lot of great innovations on this machine. We love this machine. It sews fantastic, and it's really easy to operate, and I can't tell you enough good things about it.
Yeah, I really like the idea of very little maintenance. Don't have to grease that much, because knucklehead like me, I would definitely miss greasing it properly. So I really like the idea of that. And you know what? Hats are my favorite thing. And I'm going to make a, maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot here, but I'm going to make myself a hat for next Creators Live. I'm going to make a Creators Live hat. Let's see if I can educate myself sufficiently in the time in order to get that off the ground. So that'll be my my win for next week. But
I have confidence in you.
So John, what can we talk about with the other models? I know we have this one here, but we have the cordage model. We have 20 needle.
Yes. This is the 1501C. C stands for compact, and then we have the 1501C / CDR. Which means that it has the cording attachment. And the nice thing about this really nice cording attachment is that it changes direction with your hoop. And because of that, you don't miss tacking down the cording. And it'll handle, oh, here's the cording over here. Right up here on the right-hand side below that red spool there. The nice thing about that cording attachment is it'll handle really thick cord, up to about 5 centimeters, so about a quarter inch. 5 millimeter, quarter inch. And it'll handle, you can tack down yarn, you can tack down leather cording, you can tack down just about anything. And it's very easy to digitize for, and the machine does everything automatically. So you tell it whenever you're selecting the color number 15, which is the color that has the cording attachment on it, it automatically gives you an option of either a zigzag tack down, or it'll sew straight down the middle of the cording to tack it down. Or it will do a serial stitch to tack it down. But the easiest one is the zigzag stitch. And then, of course, we have the 20 needle, which is the 2001 machine that is also available with cording. And then we have our 3-head machine. So that's the 1503 machine. That's a 3-head 15 needle machine. And later this year, we will have a 1504, a 15 needle 4-head machine. And they're all, same control panel, same easy to use touch screen. There's the 20 needle, if you want to see a picture of that. And
John, the size, the 20 versus the 15, the base, same.
Everything is exactly the same except for the sewing head. So the sewing head is they've just added 5 needles. Otherwise, identical machine. Great machine.
Share with the audience the mighty hoop, because you showed us some magic with that thing, and I wonder I'm curious if everybody is familiar with it.
Yeah, I have quite a few sizes of the Mighty Hoops. They are my go-to. The ones that come with the machine are packed away in the attic.
Yes. Well, using the hoops that are built in or come with the machine, they're difficult to use on a regular basis. They can create over time carpal tunnel issues, having to press down on that hoop. Not to mention ring burns on the garments. If you hoop it a little bit too tight, you get a little bit of a ring burn. So my wife and I, we both do embroidery, and she absolutely loves the Mighty Hoop. She will never go back to a standard hoop. As long as she can get away with hooping with the magnetic hoop, she uses that for hooping beanies, back of hats, just about everything with the magnetic hoop. She loves those. It guarantees with the hooping board, it guarantees perfect placement every single time, perfectly straight. It doesn't make sense not to have a hooping board to start your business.
Awesome. You guys have any questions? We have the expert here, so let's take advantage of it.
I did have one question for John before I let Michael and Yvonne go. Comparatively, is this machine particularly loud compared to other kinds
No,
of
surprisingly, that's a great question, but surprisingly, it is super quiet. At the last trade show we were at, Tajima was about 6 booths down on the opposite side of the aisle, and you could hear their machines running over our machine standing right next to it. So there's a huge difference in decibel output on this machine. This is definitely will be well suited for inside of a bedroom or inside of your home because it is so quiet.
Great question.
One of the questions I have a Tajami that you're talking about. And I live in a country house and it moves a lot. So it vibrates our floor quite a bit. So how much movement when it's sewing does it create?
Well, if the machine always includes that really heavy duty metal stand that you see it sitting on. And so this stand is solid. It doesn't budge. No matter what you're sewing, that machine is not moving. And the stand is not moving.
The other question I have is it compatible with any embroidery program?
Yes, very good question. It is compatible with all DST files. So it is compatible with any digitizing program.
Does it come with software for people who are starting out?
It does not, but we do recommend a few different softwares that you can get. We actually would prefer that you start not trying to digitize yourself because there is a learning curve there. So we would rather not have all those horrible digitized designs, being sewn out on the machine. It's right in the beginning because you definitely don't want to deliver a poor product to your customer. And it's so affordable now to send out to really good digitizers. Our digitizer that we use charges us $10 to $15 for a left chest, up to 25,000 stitches and 2 free corrections. It's just not worth my time to sit down to digitize that myself. So we like to send it out, but a couple of programs that we recommend is one is Hatch. Everybody's talking about Hatch. It's the lower version of the Wilcom digitizing. It's meant for the home embroidery industry, but it has a lot of powerful tools. And all they did is they took out the digitizing for sequins and cording and things like that you will never use anyway. So Hatch is a really good, powerful program. And the reason I like Hatch and any other program that can read EMB files is that you can take that EMB file that your digitizer will give you and resize it infinitely because it'll add or subtract stitches for you. It's like a vectorized file for embroidery.
And being you have a good digitizer, which is something we've been looking for, are you willing to share your
Sure.
digitizer?
Yes, we use crystaldigitizing.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you guys so much. We have Rye Beats with his hand up. Let's hear from you, sir.
Hey guys, hey John. I met you
Hey.
at the show in Vegas. I have a question regarding that machine. You said that it has built-in fonts and monograms. Is that correct?
No monograms, built-in fonts, 97 fonts.
Okay.
Yes.
So, can you, as far as the fonts, you can make words on that screen, and does it pre-digitize, or do you still have to send it out?
Oh no, it pre-digitizes. Yeah, full digitizing built right in.
Okay.
Yeah. So
other question is, if I want to bring this machine, your compact, to a show to do a live monogramming or live stitching, how heavy is that machine?
very lightweight, 88 pounds.
Oh, okay. All right, that's it. That's all my questions. Thank you.
Okay, good question.
I'll see you in Long Beach.
Okay, great. See you then.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that it was only 88 pounds. I was over here thinking this thing was pretty heavy.
Showcasing that in Long Beach show,
Yep.
the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and John will be there. We're going to be there. So anybody that wants to come in and take a look at it, we'll be there.
Yeah, so next week, thank you for bringing that up, Yasser. So next week we do have the Long Beach show. So those of you who are local to us, we'd love to see you there. And those of you who are not local, we are doing the 360 show like we always do for our big trade shows. So make sure to tune in. We are going to be doing a giveaway. I don't know if we can talk about the giveaway yet, Yasser?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so we can't talk about the giveaway, but I'll stop there.
Anybody, our regulars, our customers are loyal. That we're going to have a mixer, and we're going to be, just doing some networking, having some food, and spending it with our VIP customers. So maybe that will entice people to get on a plane and fly over if they're not here.
Yep. Yeah. Well, one of these days we got to get Michael and Yvonne down here. Same thing with Ron. And you guys got to come visit us one of these days, huh?
I do want to take this opportunity, Brian, and also every time we talk about our products, our services, we see things like this. Like there's a lot of good conversation and a lot of learning. So we're looking into we're developing training programs, memberships, where you can be part of a network and be able to select different topics, different classes that you can join, and may run anywhere from a couple of hours to 6 hours, depending on the topic you choose. We're looking to add that, and of course, we're bringing the embroidery into that world. So DTF, and it's not so much how to turn on the unit, but it's how to be the best at the industry and the best way to use it, and how to really utilize it like a pro, as if you've been doing it for 20, 30 years. So
The more nuanced topics.
will be joining us, and we'll have the membership details coming soon. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, we're always making all kinds of cool stuff to deliver you guys the maximum value. And that's kind of what this is all about. Is we saw the demand that folks that we work with and who are our customers, there was demand for an embroidery machine, and we wanted to deliver you guys something that was quality and something that will help you to enhance yourself and your business. So we're always on that mission. So if you have any ideas of other things that we can do to help deliver additional value to you, let us know. You guys all should have my email by now. You know, we really drill it every time. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. If there's something that we don't talk about enough, let me know, and we can, you know, maybe touch it again in the near future. Just to give you guys an idea, we did finish up planning the next quarter's worth of Creators Live content. So I'm really, really excited for the next few months worth of Creators Live. We're going to do some really fun stuff and touch on some really cool topics. So I'm very excited. I don't want to give it away too much, but it's going to be really good. And we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary too, so you can expect something fun there too. Yeah, sir, you are muted.
Do we get Professor Bryan back?
Maybe, maybe.
That's the cliffhanger, you know, that's
I like cliffhangers. It's good. It's good. Gives them a reason to come back and turn on their cameras.
So I want to stay respectful to John's time because he is currently on site helping a customer doing some training on an embroidery team. So I want to just leave it for any questions if you guys have anything for John before he gets back to the customer. But John, you're welcome to stay as long as you want.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions, anything for John?
Okay, well, I think we should give a round of applause and a big thank you to John for taking time out of his schedule to join us and talk at length about all the techie details regarding our brand new equipment. We're super excited, and I really appreciate you coming on, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
It's a
John.
pleasure to be here.
Bryan, I missed, when we were having technical difficulties, I did not ask for wins. So just wanted to bring that up.
Yes. Okay. So a win that I have to share, I'll start off since we got the whole schedule messed up at the beginning because the microphone was not cooperating with me. My win to share with you guys is in the office we are doing a little weight loss fitness challenge, and so far I've lost 10 pounds since we started the competition. So I'm giving these guys a run for their money, so to speak. And Yasser, I think you shared your win already, or did we cut you off on yours?
Yeah.
We did. Okay, so let's call around to some other folks. Goldie, I see you're in here. It's so nice to see you. What's a win from this last week that you have to share with us?
Saw an embroidery machine behind Goldie.
You are muted in case you're talking. Looks like she flipped her camera around. Maybe she's being shy. We'll come back to Goldie. Let's hear from Laura. Laura, got a win to share? Anything at all. It doesn't have to be related to any kind of equipment, just any win that you don't mind sharing with the group. Surely there's something. And while Laura's struggling to think of one, let's move over to Michael and Yvonne. You guys always have some amazing wins to share. Don't leave me hanging, please.
Okay. We got a restaurant order. So we are excited about that because we did not know if they were going to be a customer that reordered. And we are one step closer to having the remodel done on our house.
Woo! Yeah, remodel.
6 months, we're headed towards a year.
They always seem to do that, huh? Those home repairs.
I figured out how to unmute.
There we go, Goldie. Let's hear from you.
First of all, I do have 2 embroidery machines.
Yeah.
And I love my embroidery machines. And I do have to say one thing, that you do not need to digitize. I hate digitizing. It's a waste of my time. I do send it out. But, you know, all the program that I have is a great program. So I...
All right. Thank you for sharing. Oh, it looks like she dropped off. Not sure what happened there, but thank you for sharing, Goldie. Laura, did you think of one? You're not getting out of it.
No, so you're still,
I'm not going to let you escape. We're going to stop the whole show.
one win that I made it here
One.
today. I missed it 2 weeks ago.
There you go. Yes.
Finally
Yes.
again.
Made it. That's a win. That's a good win. Okay, no one else can copycat that one. Valerie, what do you got? Let's hear a win from you. Thank you for sharing, Laura. Appreciate you coming on.
So I made contact with a local company and was able to find a product for them that they had been searching for one of their customers. So they relayed the order over to me.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Delivering solutions, offering value, and capturing that business. That's what I love to hear. And let's hear from Mr. Ron. Thank you for sharing, Valerie.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Welcome.
Doing awesome, doing awesome.
Okay, my wins. Business is growing. Just picked up some new customers, big customers. And our biggest win was a couple of weeks ago, the local newspaper did a story on our foundation.
Yeah.
And in turn, Good Morning America saw that running and picked up on it. They were in touch with us. So next week, Wednesday, we head to New York City for a taping about our foundation and what we do. And it's going to be aired on Good Morning America.
Wow, awesome.
Was holding that win.
Yeah,
That's Ron.
That's amazing.
We're so happy.
You know, thank you guys. You know, what we do is so near and dear to our heart and giving back to veterans and helping vets on a daily basis. For our foundation to be featured nationally on television, it's huge for us. It is so huge. That's going to do so much good with the publicity and stuff that's coming from that. So yes, that's my win.
You're gonna have to let us know when that's gonna air, so we can all watch it. I'll have to get a cable box and tune in.
Well, I'm hoping that, you know, I'll see if they can get us some local copy of it so then I can just publish it out to everybody.
Yes.
Congratulations.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we talked at length about embroidery. We touched back on our wins. I'm so happy to hear that you guys are really doing awesome. Were there any other maybe general questions about what Omniprint's got planned? Any questions about your equipment or more content that you want to see? Let us know. What do you guys think?
Price range.
Price range, Yasser, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the currently what we have, the 15 needle, the 1501, 15 needle single head is $999, $10,000. The 3 head, the 20 needle single head is $11,900, and the 3 head 15 needle is $23,900.
That's an important question. That was a very important question. I'm sure that was on everybody's mind.
You guys think of their pricing?
I think it's awesome. You are ahead of the curve with a lot of other vendors, and yeah, the price, I'm very happy with the price.
And I know you guys asked the question when John was speaking about the noise level and how loud is it. Yeah, like he said, when we had it in Vegas in our show, it was, you barely could hear it with all the noise around you. You could of course hear it when you're right next to it, but I was very proud of that as well.
We have a question from Laura.
Hi, yes. Okay, for the noise level, is that for all 3 machines? And the second question is, for someone that's starting, I don't have one, obviously. If I'm like just kind of looking around, trying to get started on something, like what price aside, like what is the easiest one to work with?
Well, I think that's going to be determined by what you're looking to accomplish. You know, each machine that we carry does a different task. Even when it comes to the embroidery, you know, some of them have more needles, some of them have different attachments. So I think that's maybe a conversation that we can have with one of our reps who can interview you a little bit more and have maybe a more educated conversation about what you're looking to accomplish for your business. Do you mind dropping your information if you go into the chat for the meeting? You can go from "to everyone" and change it to Omniprint and send us your information so we can go ahead and have a rep reach out right after this.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, Bryan,
Yes.
so is this also going to be a service that you're going to offer? So let's say if we don't have embroidery and we want to, will Omniprint offer that as service also?
Fulfillment?
Yeah.
We're looking into that, Ron. But certainly, if you have something, if you have an opportunity, yeah, please reach out to us and let us know. We're looking into doing that as well.
All right, and I see a hand raised from Daryl.
How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for joining us. Did you have a question? Did we lose him? Oh, I think Daryl's having a struggling connection there. We can hear just bits and pieces of the sound. Oh, sounds a little better. Yeah, go ahead and try again.
No, Daryl, it's can't hear it at all.
It's very bad. Yeah. No, I don't think we're going to be able to make out. Maybe try typing it.
While we move into Yvonne and Michael.
Yep. Michael and Yvonne.
The only thing I wanted to tell Laura is, and I didn't realize it until a few years into doing embroidery. If you buy a multiple head machine, each head is going to sew the same thing. It's not like you can get a 3 head and this head will sew this head will sew that. No, they all 3 do the same thing at the same time.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good point if you're unfamiliar with the embroidery process. Yeah, so the multi-head units, all the heads will be sewing the same thing. Let's see, does Daryl want to try one more time? Nope, okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Is that a little bit better or no?
A little better.
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe go ahead and try one more time. Yeah, it's telling us your network bandwidth is low. So I'm sorry, maybe try typing it in the chat or messaging us directly afterwards so we can get your question answered. I do see that Valerie has her hand raised. Let's hear from you, Valerie.
Yes, I wanted to ask Yvonne. She made a good point about the multiple heads, the 3 doing the same thing.
Yep.
So all of my machines, of course, are, you know, the home ones that I have with the single head. As far as changing the thread colors on there, can you tell me a little bit about that? Because I was under the impression you could do all of your put all of your different threads in, or how that process works.
Yeah, with the single head or even the multiple head, it's in the programming. So when you upload your graphic, if you have this machine, it's automatically going to change the colors for you. And I had a tech at my house, and if you get a machine, he said, even if you're having problems with, say, one needle and you get frustrated and pull the thread out so that it's not threaded when the tech comes, he said, always have something in there. But yeah, it automatically does that for you, changing the color. You just have to put what colors you want on the spool.
That was my question. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I do want to go back also to Yvonne's point. I think it's a great point. When you if you see that you have a lot of production, you're going to be going for a lot of production. You're trying to utilize the fact that I'm going to get a 3-head unit because I'm going to make 3 times as much. That's definitely true. Like she said, if you're making the same everything, but on top of that, if you're doing a lot, maybe the single head buying it 2 or 3 times, because then what happens if the needle breaks or a needle gets stuck or anything happens to one, you'd have to take care of that while the other 2 heads are waiting until you take care of what needs to be done. But if you have an individual 20 head or 15 head by themselves, you can go ahead and take care of what you need to take care of, and the other 2 units are still working for you. So it's a matter of obviously buying a 3-head would save you money because you buy them all in 1 unit. But if you buy 3 single units, it'll cost you a little more, but it'll also save some production time for you.
Yeah, and that's, I think, where that conversation with the rep will come in handy, is to determine really what the goal is and what you're trying to accomplish with the equipment, and that'll determine what route makes the most sense. And we have Miss Holmes with her hand raised.
Hello, everyone. Yes, so this is actually the question that Daryl had. It's regarding both of our machines. We've spoken to tech, and at this time, tech support hasn't been helpful. So I'm just trying to see what we can do about our DTF machine and the DTG machine, because we've already lost 2 accounts now waiting.
Drop your ticket number into the chat and we'll get on it as soon as this is over.
Okay, thank you.
Get some eyes and attention on that. I want to make sure that you leave that in the chat before we wrap it up here, if you don't mind. But we are going to go ahead and wrap up the show. So to kind of recap, we went over our new embroidery equipment, and I'm really, really happy that you guys were able to join us for this one. You know, I was very eager to share this knowledge, and I'm happy we were able to have John on to talk at length about all those techie details that I know you guys wanted to hear. So we're going to go ahead and close it out for this week. Oh, I see Michael and Yvonne in the very last second.
Yeah, we just wanted to tell that young lady that if she wants our information and at any time we could help her, maybe when the tech is busy, we're always here to help anybody who's interested.
That's very nice. Thank you.
That is a wonderful offer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to always follow us on all of our social media platforms so you can keep your finger on the pulse of all the cool stuff that we're doing. So that means Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're putting a lot of content up on YouTube in the coming months, and I think you guys will really appreciate it. Make sure that you take advantage of our knowledge base on the website. And make sure you leverage your rep. If you don't have a rep, I need you to let us know. So drop your information if you don't have a rep, a person, dedicated person for you to contact within Omniprint, and we can have someone assigned to you if you don't know who it is. So we will see you guys next Wednesday, right before the trade show. Next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific, as always, and we'll see you then. Bye, guys.